Welcome to this week's episode of The Jury. I'm your host and my name is Khanya. We have an epic show lined up for you this week, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to our social media pages. Your input is really valued. Anyways, court is in session. Welcome to this week's review. Let's just get into it. Vela, Liverpool City, how did that go for you?
Well, first things, City ran out 5-0 winners in the game. A game which I think even before the red card happened, I think City were already beginning were already asserting themselves. They're already 1-0 up and they were dominating the game. Kaya, this is our game, so maybe you can tell people about what else you saw in the game.
I thoroughly agree with you. Liverpool it was a bit more close, obviously in the beginning when it was 11v11. But once you're a man down against a good team, it's always going to be hard to stay in the game. And City are one of the best attacking teams in the league, so them shipping 5 goals is not that surprising.
Shout out De Bruyne.
Oh wow, he was immense. Sane 2 goals off the bench as well, immense. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's much to talk about in this game. The red card just changed everything, and it was one-way traffic after that.
Well, just the goal scorers though. Gabriel Jesus scoring 2. Also Aguero scoring 1.
On that note, sorry Vela. On that note, I was even telling these guys off camera that I don't think Jesus is spoken. Hey, Gabriel Jesus and David Silva, we don't speak about them enough, dude. I think it's because we're either used to how backed Silva is, but Silva is still genuinely one of the best players in the world. He is amazing. And Jesus is definitely one of the top 5 best young players in the world. He just knows how to score goals.
Gentlemen, I just want to understand that everyone here is in agreement with the fact that was a red card.
Definitely.
There's nothing we need to debate. It's done. He's off. He's off.
Every day. I heard some people making the case that he had eyes for the ball. But
it's not
play, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
He made contact with his face.
Yeah.
All the stats. What else do you want?
Yeah. But like I was saying, so Gabriel Jesus scored 2, Aguero scored 1, Leroy Sané. I think that's another kid
clean
a lot of people don't talk about.
That was a clean brace.
Yeah.
Fair.
Nah, that boy's got a great future ahead of him, and City got him at a great price, and I think they're gonna reap major from that investment. Leroy Sané definitely one to look out for in the future.
Oh yeah. Thank you for that, Vela. I'm going to move on to the Arsenal game. Jeezy?
Yeah, so Arsenal came out 3-0 victors. Solid performance from the boys. Reminds me of many seasons in the past. Just inconsistency FC. 1 week we're terrible, the next week we have a great game. Same old. But nonetheless, yeah, Fizz.
More convincing performance from Arsenal, obviously. I just want to ask you guys what you guys think of Wenger not starting Alexis. Is it a power struggle thing? What do you?
I think that the Sanchez thing. I guess there were rumors about him being injured, per se, like coming back from Chile. So I think it was more of bringing him in. I think next week is gonna be the real chance. If he's on the bench next week against Chelsea, then it's a power struggle. But I Sanchez is a professional at the end of the day, so I think he's happy. Everyone's glad. I think personally.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying Sanchez is never injured, so I don't want to hear that chat. Sanchez doesn't get injured, boy. If Sanchez is training, he should be jamming. But anyway, let's move on.
Getting to the goal scorers, Danny Welbeck with the lovely brace and assist. Lakanu Sanen scoring a wonderful net. Laka cracker. I'd like to talk about the defense a little bit because I think we've been a bit shaky, and yesterday we didn't put so much responsibility on Monreal's shoulders, and by doing so we gave him a lot more freedom, and we put the responsibility on the people that the responsibility should be on defensively, being Koscielny and Mustafi. That first and foremost, if you can get that right, then other oaks around them will easily play better. because Koscielny is solid, as always. He was actually solid yesterday. Mustafi did not have a bad game at all. Monreal, I actually think, had a very good game in comparison to his past games. Possession-wise, it's about 60%, 58.5. You know, we had 9 shots, 9 of 17 on targets. It was also pretty good. It's just we need to convert a bit more. But you know what? 9 of 17. That's a lot of chances being created. So I'm happy with that. I'm actually really happy with that. Also, just a honourable mention to your boys Kolasinac and Ramsey. Shout out for the assists. Kolasinac, guys, wow, we've needed someone like Kolasinac for a while here.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
so glad. And Ramsey's finally coming to the party. I can't say he's finally coming to the party because he has before, but like he's playing a little bit more consistently.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say one thing for me about the Arsenal Bournemouth game. We have to admit how poor Bournemouth were. I mean, Bournemouth. I mean, any team, I've never seen Xhaka. He had 10 meters. He always had 10 meters around him to do whatever he liked. As he's saying, Monreal wasn't tested. I mean, Bournemouth were there for the taking. I don't think there's too much to read into this game. I mean, it was the perfect game for Arsenal to play after.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. No, thank you for that. It's fine. No, it's fine. Thank you for that. Thanks for that input. We appreciate it. Let's move on to Fizz's favorite team, Tottenham Hotspurs. Please give us a bit of a roundup there, boy.
Yeah, I hate Spurs. You know what I'd say? Spurs put in a solid performance. It was a better result than expected. I think it should have been a bit of a more challenging game. I did expect Spurs to win. I just didn't expect them to win as maybe comfortably as they did. Or I didn't expect it to reflect so well on the score sheet. Kane has had a good week and a half. He literally scored on the 1st of September, so it's like, away boy. Now he comes and he bangs 2 even hitting fluke goals. Eriksen, solid as usual. Shout out to Davies, like he's actually having a good introduction to the Premier League season. Other than that, I think they just handled Everton very well. I think the away record is a bit surprising, considering the fact that it's actually not even surprising at all because they have a really good defense. It's just that it's actually surprising how well they perform as opposed to how well they perform at Wembley. I think Spurs is like a curse or a hoodoo team kind of thing. But yeah, no, they had a good game. I don't have anything more to say about that. Yeah.
I just think from that game, I think it's not more of a excellent performance. It's a disappointing performance from Everton.
Yeah. That's why I say they got it handled well.
They got it handled. You'd expect with those signings that Everton have, and also with the coach, and also the way they play. They didn't play. They're not themselves.
They were playing in a shell.
Honestly, they weren't themselves, and I think also you have to note the fact that the Ajax back three, the Tottenham Ajax back three. So basically, all those players who played for Ajax, so Sanchez, Vertonghen, not Vertonghen, Alderweireld. I think they played really well. It was quite a nice introduction. Shout out to them. So, but yeah, just overall disappointing from Everton. I think they need to step up now. They have the players. They have the coach. So yeah, they need to do well now.
I think that's also another game that Tottenham shouldn't be too excited about winning because, like you said, Everton didn't have the best performance. They were a shell of themselves, of their usual selves, I guess.
Yeah, Snoop, So Everton's still finishing in the top 6 for you, eh?
Yeah, still, boy.
And on that note, Snoop, can you give us a roundup of the Chelsea game, eh?
Well, I don't want to come forward and talk about the Chelsea game. I didn't necessarily watch it, so I'd like to share it with the floor if anyone else watched it.
Have anything to say about it?
David?
Right. Chelsea pretty much. Well, I wouldn't say they controlled the game. They just looked very good yesterday. I think they didn't make many errors in defense, bar the penalty, obviously, and they'll be happy with Morata scoring again. Zappacosta had a cameo. Kante had a very solid game in midfield, scored a goal, 3 interceptions, 3 chances created playing CDM. So he did both jobs. He went both up and down, very productive. So I think, bar conceding, Conte will be pretty happy with that.
Fizz?
Just adding on that game, I don't think there was anything memorable from both teams, but I think yesterday was Kante's game. Kante had a really, really solid game. Bar the chances created and the goal scored, he was... I don't want to say he was bossing the midfield, but he literally did his job the way he was supposed to. It wasn't too much of a fight in the midfield. I think he was the standout performer for me.
Back at home. He was back at home. Oaks, another mention here. Hey, Brighton, what's happening? First goals in the league, and they win 3-0. Shock. I mean, am I the only one who's shocked by that?
Defensive team against a defensively sound team.
Wasn't it 3-1?
Was it 3-1?
Yeah, it was 3-1.
Sorry, my bad. It is 3-1.
But still. Like, and they beat a West Brom team that is never easy to beat, you know.
Yeah, that's why it's so surprising that you get your first goals against such a defensively sound team. They don't even have a defensively sound back four. It's the whole team that's,
Guys,
that's defensive about it.
You know Gareth Barry was playing at 10. How defensive that team is, guys. Gareth Barry was playing at 10. I swear.
Okay, let's move on to La Liga. 1-9-10. The United game. Sorry, how could I forget? Black excellence. Let us know, Dave.
Can we give the judge a card for that? How do you forget the most exciting team in the league? How do you forget the boys?
They drew, so sorry, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me touch on that quickly. Well, I don't think Man United have won at Stoke since Ferguson left. I stand to be corrected, but I don't think it's happened. So they did expect a tough game, but I mean, I think with the team improving a bit, we expected them to see it out. And I think I've got more good to say about Stoke than United. It was 2-2 it finished. Man United had more of the ball. They were in better areas. Stoke worked mainly off the counter. They sat back very well. Darren Fletcher was good in midfield. Dropped into the centre backs quite often. What else can I say? Shaqiri's interplay was excellent. Shaqiri was causing a lot of problems for Darmian and Matic in particular on that left. I don't think Ander Herrera was very good yesterday. I think maybe the lack of starts has him a bit off the pace. What else? Zuma was very fast. Zuma is very strong in defense.
Welcome back, Chad.
Choupo-Moting scored a brace. I think Stoke earned their draw, and I think that was the minimum for them, seeing how well they played yesterday.
So let me go to you, Kaya.
I also think Lukaku missed a very good chance at the end there. With the cross from Martial, which is a very good cross, and Rom hits it over the bar on his strong foot. I wouldn't say it was the easiest of chances, to be honest. It was coming across his body, and he had to jump in the air to kind of meet it where he wanted to meet it. But I think he really should have at least tested the keeper.
On targets. At least find targets of that.
You know what I mean? Test the keeper.
Can I chat fast? Or do you wanna? Shout out to Mark Hughes though, because he got his tactics right. I think personally Stoke came out with the clear tactics. I think maybe, I don't know, I stand to be corrected, but I think Jose should have started with the same team he started with since the beginning of the season.
Well, I think you're right.
But yeah, shout out to Mark Hughes. Like I think he knew what to expect, and he absorbed a lot of the pressure and took it, and he made sure his team took advantage of the few opportunities they did get in front of goal.
Like that's exactly what I was actually going to say. First, I think Jose decided to go a little bit too defensive by adding the extra midfield. I mean, I see that formation and that team which started a tough away game in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And it's an away leg. You know what I'm saying? I see that team there, but especially how well that 4-2-3-1 had been working for us with the extra creative player instead of an extra midfielder. I think United. I think we kind of robbed ourselves there by being maybe just a little bit too cautious. I mean, Stoke is a hard place to go to, but we were cautious and we also let them play instead of getting onto them, you know, and really attacking them and having your clever players like Mata and Mkhitaryan in the lines. You know what I'm saying? Mkhitaryan was on the right. It wasn't. He was a bit shackled there on the right. You know, so yeah.
I mean, they didn't make tons of chances, and I feel like they weren't good enough. I mean, they passed well enough, they got into good areas, you know, but the final third, the delivery, and that final ball just weren't quite there, you know. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, then. Moving on to La Liga, I think we can't ignore that. Real Madrid yesterday, Ronaldo-less Real Madrid. Is it the same? Are they the same?
No.
Well, of course not. It's Ronaldo.
Of course not.
Fizz.
It can't be the same.
Look, I hear where you're going with it, but I do think it was more of just a hiccup as opposed to a team without Ronaldo. Zidane started a squad without Ronaldo, but he also did change it up a bit, giving youngsters and giving people a start against a newly promoted team. They had they had so many opportunities to score. Bale had opportunity to score. I think it was just a thing of not converting. I don't think you can take too much from the performance. Do you know what I mean?
Marcelo red card. Everyone agrees that was a red.
That's a red card.
Yeah.
That's red.
What
Why
was
was
he
he
doing?
doing that? Why was he trying to kick Oaks? It's a
can't
red
kick
card.
people.
Get off the field, dude.
Cannot.
I don't understand why Oaks kick Oaks in front of the ref.
Hey,
In front of the ref.
and he thought he wasn't going to get caught. That's the
Just because he
thing.
was on his back.
He thought he wasn't going to get caught.
Nah, B. And he tried
That's
to
not
kick
the
him
vice
twice.
captain of your team, man.
Hey,
that's
mate.
Yeah.
that's not
Very
a good
poor.
sign for Madrid.
But I mean, Ramos is their captain, so I mean, you don't really have
That's what they
the
do.
highest standards. That's what they do in terms of getting red cards. I mean, Ramos is a red card machine, you know. So I mean,
Merchants.
you know how it is. Let's talk about.
And then the Lord. The Lord. 5-0 victory yesterday. Ooks.
Flawless victory. Put the nation on his back.
But it was good.
Dembele came in, got the assist. You know what? It wasn't flawless. I'm like, there was some hiccups at the back, but I think they cleaned up house pretty well. You know, they shut up shop decently well. The Lord came in, hat trick. Dembele got an assist on debut. Suarez found the net after Lord knows how many.
Yo, dude.
So
They're needing this, man. They're needing this.
It's a lot brighter in Catalonia, eh?
yeah, there's something
It's a
to
lot
smile about
brighter.
there, I think. You know.
Especially against Espanyol.
Alright then, that wraps up our review section. Thank you. Stay tuned.